Hello everyone, my name's Debbie. I'm Mama Bear Stitchery here on Flosstube and over on Instagram, and this is my channel all about cross stitch. Today is episode number 53 and it's all about the cross stitch that I worked on during the month of September. I have a lot of projects to show you today between the games AB Single in the magazine monthly group and the 12 projects that I've picked out to work on for Jess Marie's new Great British Bake Off game. The pile is huge. But before I start showing you all the cross stitch, I want to show you a very rare back from the framers. If you've seen my channel before, you'll have known that I worked on this project almost every month for the last year and a half, and it had to be framed. And of course what I'm talking about is Berry Tree by Artecy. So I just got this one framed. I got it done at Michael's. They had their sale on, and that's where I've got all my other ones framed, so I left it in the capable hands of Katie, who did nearly all my other ones. Oh, I can't believe I loved it when she unwrapped it. Like, I was so excited to see it, and now I've showed you it. I can't wait to get it up on the wall. Although I nearly had an incident, or I did have an incident. I just dropped it a minute ago and I've actually knocked the little feet off the back of it, which I'm going to have to glue back on, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, this is Berry Tree, artwork Abraham Hunter, and it is charted by Artecy. And I did get museum glass, which doesn't help against the bright ring light, but it does make a difference overall. But that's that one. So I can't wait to get him on the wall. He was propped up there, and that's actually where I dropped it from. So I'm going to put it on the floor until later. Okay. So like I said, in the month of September, I played a game AB Single, and it was essentially like a bingo board like this, where you fill it in with an alphabet, assign a project to each letter, minus one letter of the alphabet. I can't remember which one it was this year. And so I did that at the beginning of the month. So that was mostly what I focused on this month. And because of that, I actually got 2 finishes. And speaking of another Flosstuber, if you don't watch her, you really should. Crafty Gaming Jamie, who is on this whip down kick. And at the end of the year, I was planning to like essentially whip up, because I turned 40 in December and I was going to have 40 new starts across the year. But realistically, even my husband said, it's like, where are you going to put all of that? Like, the shelves are full. And I was like, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. But I actually went and collected all my whips from across the house and put them back on the shelves. And my new hobby of crochet takes up a lot of space too. And yeah, it's overflowing. There's like buckets over that way. So yeah, I think maybe I should be on the whip down bus rather than the whip up wagon. So I think I'm gonna take a leaf out of her book and do like 2 finishes equal 1 start, to make me think more about what I'm starting rather than just starting things on a whim and never all the big projects being like left on the shelf for years. So that's going to be my plan for right now, is 2 finishes equal 1 new start. I don't have to start right away. I can bank for later, which you will find out about. But all that to say, the first project that I finished, mostly because of AB Single and because it was my car project for a little while, is Moths and Bugs. This is by Punochka. I don't think you can buy it anymore because it's a Russian designer, but I think another shop is carrying their designs on Etsy if you type in Moths and Bugs. But here is my finish. And this one I did actually leave out 1 row of bugs and move the bottom row up. Otherwise it would make it kind of uneven. I like the symmetry of how this layout is, and I didn't want another row of like the moths at the bottom, so I left 1 row out, but everything else is the same. It's only about 5 DMC colours, and I just love how they pop off this fabric, which is 32 count Lugana called Nyx by Under the Sea Fabrics. So that was one of my finishes. Okay, my next one was actually a start and a finish for this month, and it's not fully finished, so it doesn't look like much right now, but it is my very first Just Nan mouse. This was Miss Witchy mouse, and it does come with the felt to make the broomstick and the little hat and the tail. I just haven't been brave enough to assemble it yet. Let me fix her little whisker. So I just cut this bit out. But she is stitched and beaded. She just needs assembled. And Stitches by Shelby has a fantastic mouse assembly video. She puts together a Christmas mouse, but it's pretty much the same thing. And it does come with, like I said, with the little hat and tail. There's a tail, and then there's like a little witchy hat to, I guess, stick on. But I'm still counting that as a finish because the stitching part's finished, it's just not assembled yet. But that is my plan for October, is to be brave enough and assemble it into a thing. I've watched the video a million times now, so I just need to take a leap and actually do it. So like I said, that's 2 finishes. That means I can have 1 new start, and I'm not really feeling like new starts right now, so I'm going to bank it for later, like when I do feel like a start, but I am going to pick out the projects. So what I'm banking for later is Fish and Chips by Heritage Crafts. This is the chart only version, so I've just pulled a piece of 32 count white even weave, so it's essentially full coverage. I think it actually is completely full coverage. Yeah, even the clouds are stitched, so it's just full coverage. But I love this one, it's so fun. So yeah, I will save that for a start later when I am feeling like one. My next project is my getting into full coverage now. So the cover image here will be Barn Owl on a Post. This is my new full coverage focus project like I had with the bears. I'm going to try and work on this one and finish a page a month, and we are on we've just passed month 2. So I have 2 pages done. So you will see where I was before. And I got a lot of that owl's other eye in. I'm kind of loving that the first 2 pages you get a lot of its face. I'm hoping that will be very motivating to keep going on this one. I love that the colour palette's almost completely different from the bears too, which was lots of yellows and oranges. Saying that this background was pretty tough. This has about 3 or 4 different shades of blue in it. Not that you can really tell. And the bright white of his face wasn't the most fun, but it's fine. We're going to keep going with it. And this one's on 25 count, 1/1 full cross, on easy count. And that seems to be my new preferred method of stitching full coverages. So yeah, page 2, October. Plan is to stitch the next page and get the curve of his head done, and it has a little bit of background. So that's my October plan. And I think this one I'm going to try and work on it maybe like 300 stitches a day. That's my daily goal that I've set on Markup RX, which is where I stitched this one from. I made this switch to that halfway through stitching the bears. Before that I just used paper copy, but now I don't think I could stitch full coverages without Markup RX. I'm kind of like spoiled using it now, and it just makes it go so much faster, I feel like. So that's that one. My next full coverage is my secondary full coverage. I'll put the image in here. This is Minnie, She Sleeps with Butterflies. It's a Heaven Earth Designs chart, and the artwork is Margaret Morales. And while the owl is my focus piece, I'm spinning like a tiny decisions wheels for my secondary piece. And this one I'm trying to finish the page on, but it's not on that monthly deadline that I'm setting for myself. This project will change out when I finish the page. So it might take a month, it might take 2 months. It all depends on the project and how much time I have. It's just my secondary project for full coverage. And you'll see where I was before on this one. And I haven't quite finished the page yet, but I am close. Again, this is 25 count 1/1 full cross. There's a couple of confetti stitches or little ninja stitches in here that I can't find the colour for, so I'm going to go pick that up at Joan's later today. And I mostly just have this like strip of skin like down the middle of her hand, and that'll be done the first page, and then I can spin the wheel and find out what I'm going to work on next out of my active full coverage whip pile. But she's my favourite artist, I think, on Heaven and Earth Designs, or one of them, but I definitely have some of her other artwork in my to start pile, but that's that one. The next project is called Le Charabosse. It's by Nimue, or Nimue, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. This project was in Semi-Sane Stitchers. There's a game where it's like a focus project for the month and you post every 1,000 stitches. And I think this one I added 2 or 3, I'm not sure now. You'll see where I was before, and this is a project that I assigned to that little game. I'm kind of in the play games with the projects to see progress right now, so this is where I am. And I think it's because the spooky season is upon us, that I really enjoyed working on this one. And my plan is, like I'm doing, is just picking a colour and colour completing right now. And I love seeing like the layers of colour bringing this one together. And this is on 28 count Joblin, no, 32 count Joblin in the colour Soaring Dragonfly. That's really hard to say. 32 count Joblin, Soaring Dragonfly, Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And this one I'm going to keep on the Q-Snap, and I'm going to work on it again in October, and there's no reason why this one shouldn't be a finish if I keep focusing on it. Because now a lot of these colours have almost like will provide like the scaffolding. So each time I put a layer of colour on, it's getting easier and easier. It does have a ton of back stitch though, so not looking forward to that, but really would like to see this one finished in October. My next one, I had all these hopes that I would get 2 pages finished on it this month, and I didn't even finish one. It was actually the reason that I was like, do I just wait and not film a video just now until I actually finish this page? But then I was like, that's never going to happen today. So this is Stained Glass Sampler by Carolyn Manning. And this is another one that I'm going to put back on its Q-Snap to finish this page. But starting on that second row. And this one, I stitch all the black outline on the page first and then essentially colour it in. That's my preferred way of working on this stained glass one. So I have a little bit more to colour in on this one. And this page, I actually found there was 2 errors on this page. One of them was, one of these little boxes here is solidly filled in on the chart, but it actually has a second colour in the middle. And there was something else on this page. I think one of the black lines didn't continue as it was meant to, and so I fixed that. And then there was an error in this first page where one of these little green triangles is the wrong colour, and this is on the cover image too, so just be careful if you have the physical copy of the chart. Maybe the PDF has got the errors fixed, but so far I found 3 errors and I'm on page 4. But hopefully I will finish out this page definitely, and I would love to get the sort of partial page underneath here done this month, because my husband, he wants this one for his office. He seems to be collecting quite a lot of my cross stitch right now. I have another one of his off at the Framers, the Long Dog Sampler Fish and Chips, and when she unwrapped it with my bears, she didn't frame that one, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is squint, and she wanted to keep it for another week to straighten the edges up, because you could kind of notice that it hadn't been stretched enough in one direction, and so the border edge was like a little bit wavy on one side. But I'm glad she noticed it right away and wanted to keep it and fix it. So I picked that up next weekend, and he wants that one for his office, and then he's after this one for his office. But okay. Oh, and that one is on 16 count Midnight Grey Ada, because I get asked that question quite a lot, because it does make the black and all the other colours pop. The only problem is it frays like crazy. I've trimmed off, you can see here, so many bits. So if you get it, I highly recommend giving it like a go over with the sewing machine, or serge it if you can. My next project, this is my new card project right now. So it's actually got quite a bit of progress, and again the AB single game, it was put on there a couple of times. So this one is Gone to Pieces by Long Dog Samplers. It is on, I think it's just 32 count even weave. But here is where I am. It's still in the Cusack, so I'm going to take it back to the car today with me when I go do the school pickup. Just a length thread here and there really does make a difference. I'm thinking about making this one maybe a daily project too. I'm not sure, but I would like to see this one like progress quite quickly. It is one of my leap year starts, and so I would love to finish it within the 4 years. And I think I could do that. It does go fast. It is fun to stitch. I love stitching this big beetle. Like here, my main colour is 3799, and I've picked a bunch of other DMCs to fill in the jigsaw pieces. But that's that. My next project was a mystery stitch along. I could probably put a cover image in now because it's completely finished. It is Deadly Aquarium by Lola. All the parts are out. I am way behind, but you will see where I was before, and I have added 2 releases since that picture. And there is mine. So I think I put in exhibits 5 and 6, which are this area here, like the coral across the little cave and these creatures in here. I can't wait to do the next part with the sort of ghost shark and the little squid in there. Yeah, I want to keep going with this one. I don't want to let this one lie around. The finish is absolutely amazing. Lola Crow have my favourite stitch alongs, I think, of all time now. And any future ones I would like to probably start, so I don't want to let this one lag or lay around for so long. But like I said, I did exhibits 5 and 6 out of, I think there was 13 parts, so about halfway. This one's on a 32 count Lugana called Under the Sea, hand dyed by Jim. It's an Etsy store, and I heard on another video that that hand dyed by Jim's is silk weaver. I'm not sure if that's true, but they have a shop on Etsy. The next one is also a stitch along. It is still ongoing. It is Arctic Animals by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I'm only 1 part behind on this one. So I think since you've seen this last, I've added the puffins and it says caribou, but I would call it reindeer. I've added both of those on. I'm only behind by the Arctic hare, and that part has a little bit of water that goes under the puffins. So I think I could catch up with this one before the next part comes out around the 10th of the next month, and maybe be up to date with a stitch along. Maybe. And this one is on 28 count opal linen in the colour Uplifting Currents by Under the Sea Fabrics. I thought it was perfect Aurora Borealis, like night sky fabric. And you'll see on this one, I did actually, each one of these animals has like a little box with their name on it. I did leave that out, so hopefully at the end of the stitch along that doesn't look too weird with those parts missing. So it looks fine for now, but I'm gonna keep going. And the last project that I worked on for this month, because it was Sampler September, I thought I should work on a sampler. This is Scissor Sampler by Tellin Emblem. And I think I bought and started this one a while ago. But I really did actually enjoy working on it this month. I love the super petite little stitches on 40 count. And it did work up pretty fast on the 1 or 2 days that it was called for AB single. I'm using all the called for colors, which is a couple of over dyes and DMC, and it is on the fabric is 40 count Salt Rock by Colouring Cotton. And this is another one that I think once I finish the Charabosse, the cat with the cauldron and the little toad, I think this might be my next kind of focus on a finish. I think it's one of those that I could finish pretty quickly if it got some dedicated time. So it's a contender for maybe being a finish soon. Okay, that's everything that I've worked on, and there's some plans in there. I'm kind of just want to work on like what I feel like working on, but these next set of projects, there's actually 12 of them here. I'm going to use them for the game, the Great British Bake Off game. Jessie Marie Does Stuff came up with an amazing infographic, so go check out her Instagram and maybe she'll make a video about it too. But the infographic is pretty self-explanatory, even if you've never watched an episode of Great British Bake Off on Netflix in your life before and you want to join in. So I'm not going to tell you which of these 12 I'm going to be working on this week in case you want to join and you haven't seen the episode yet, and I don't want to spoil it for you because it might influence how you assign your projects. But the gist of it is you assign a project to each of the bakers, of which there are 12 in this new season of Great British Bake Off. And for things like a Paul Hollywood handshake, first and last in the technical, and Star Baker, and I think the other one's who's eliminated. There's a certain number of stitches that each of those projects would get based on the person. So these are the projects that I picked, and I'm just going to put the cover image in here and show you where they currently stand. And by next video, hopefully if you wanted to join in, you would have joined in by that point because we'll be a month into the show. Okay, so I'm going to give you the name of the baker and my project. The first one is for Andy. This is the Acrobat by Wrendale Designs. And I've assigned him this cute little red squirrel. Next is Christiann, and I've assigned him the Raven Queen by Mirabilia. Ooh, this one's a bit bigger. And I picked these projects because they're essentially kind of like my struggle bus projects. Like I would love to see them finished, but I'm never really called to work on them. And I thought maybe playing a game with them or assigning them to a game would at least see them get like some stitches, hopefully, because even if the person's like eliminated, they get a couple of 100 stitches. So, and it might spark that joy to like work on them more often. So that's why I picked these ones. The next one is Dylan, and I picked this one. I don't know if you can still get this one. It is Miso Cute by the Frosty Pumpkin Stitchery. And this one I'm actually gonna stitch like both parts. And this is where I am. I mean, this one I don't think has been touched since I started it for like maybe a mania years ago. Next is Georgie, and she is getting Celestial Dragon by Joan Elliott. That's that one. And that was the one that I really assigned. I watched like the intro clip, and That was really the only project that I assigned specifically for someone, because Georgie's Welsh and their national animal's the dragon, so that's why she got that one. But everybody else just got random picks. Next is Jill, and this is Unicorn Tapestry by Tiny Modernist. Hazel has Silver Moon Tea, again by Mirabilia. I haven't wanted to work on Fancy Ladies in forever, and I've put 2 into this. Elliott. This is a kit, it's called Holding Hands by Sunset. Jeff, I picked, it's from this booklet, Christmas in the Woods. And it's the stocking here. This is for my daughter Maya. This is one that she picked out. And I mean, it's been around for about 3 Christmases now at this point. That's where I am. Joan, I put the coffee shop. This was this is a Dimensions Gold Petite kit, and I started this one for the Hello from Liz Matthews like stitch along initiative for this, and again it's another one of those I fell so far behind, so this one needs more work, so hopefully John does well. Mike, I picked up a map of Hawk Run Hollow. I feel ready to work on another Hawk Run Hollow after finishing Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow last year. I feel ready to tackle another Hawk Run. So I have a tiny start on this one. Nelly, this is another kit. It's Mushrooms by Punochka. And the last one is Sumaya, and I picked Gone Batty by Alessandra Adelaide, and that's all I have. So that's that. So they are my Baker picks. I will try and link Jessie Marie's post on Instagram so you can go over and check all the details there and all the stitch counts, that kind of thing. And join in, it'll be fun. It'll pass the weeks and those projects will get some, hopefully a lot of stitches on some of them. The last thing I have is a little bit of haul, and then we're done for the month. So I got 2 new project bags this month. My friend Julie at Whip It Up Project Bags, who I will link down below, makes the bestest project bags. Like I own a ton. So I ordered 2 more from her. I ordered another owl bag because I forgot that I owned one already, but in a different color. But I love this Chula pink print. So there's another owls. And a very spooky bag. I love this. Look at the flowers. And they're super chunky and padded, and even with like a full coverage with like half a yard of fabric, it fits comfortably in these bags. It slides straight past the zipper, even on an 11-inch Q-snap, so I highly recommend these bags. They're so well made, so go check out her shop. I got a couple of pieces of fabric. One is my fabric of the month from Be Stitch Me, and the other is a Friday Night Fight Night haul. And I'm seriously considering cancelling my fabric of the month at the end of the year. Like I said, I want to whip down, stash down. I have tons of fabric. Maybe invest more of that money like into framing and professional finishing, where people actually can make stockings that would hold up over the years. So you might see a lot less haul going forward. But this is my fabric. I think this was the fabric of the month, and it's 40 count Wrendale in the colour Frost. It's a beautiful blue and will be used very quickly from my stash. The next one is another 40 count Wrendale in the colour Grey Magic. Again, very much a neutral I would use. This one's Grey Magic, but it's in the 36 count linen, so you can see the difference. That these are both Grey Magic, but one is a 40 count even weave and one is the 36 count linen of the same colour. But beautiful colour. And the last one I got is Through the Stones, a 32 count opal linen. And it is super sparkly, but beautiful green. Oh, and with my order, Brandy from Be Stitch Me threw in a silk pack. I think everybody's been getting random ones because people I know have different colours, but it's a great way. They're 10 yards each too, so they will definitely be going into the stash to be used later. And the very last thing that I bought, which might be a Dino December start, actually you can't even see, I have a dinosaur shirt on today. I have about 3 of these. It's like my favourite shirt. But I had to pick up a Dino Garden from Una Buena Pieza. I love the little Halloween gardens that they have, but I had to have this one as soon as I saw it. So I can't wait to start that. And this might be definitely a Dino December start. But that is all I have for today. That's the end of my notes. Hopefully I will see you at the end of October, and I hope you have a great month. And if you've been affected by all these storms that have been coming past, Hurricane Helene, my thoughts are with you, you and your family. So I hope you're safe, and I will see you next month. Bye.